Hi, two awesome movie nerd watchers. Elliot here. It is just past 2:20 in the morning, and I'm making this movie because I just got back from the midnight screening of Up, the new Disney Pixar film at my local theater. I saw it in 3D, and let me tell you, it is stunning. I mean, top to bottom, left to right, front to back, everything about this movie is really, really great. But, you know, it's a little bit late, so I'm going to try to get through this review a little bit faster than I normally would. Up is the story of Carl Fredricksen, an elderly man who decides that instead of, hanging around this city that's building up around his tiny house and going to a, nursing home, that he's going to take his house and go on a grand adventure, the one that he and his now departed wife never got the opportunity to take. Of course, that's an interesting idea in and of itself, but the way that he does this, by attaching thousands and thousands of balloons to the top of his house and flying it out as if it was some sort of airplane, is really, really cool to see. Like I said, I saw this movie in 3D, and the way that Pixar has approached the 3D medium, very similar to the way that they approached it in Coraline, is to add depth to the film and not just have things jump out at you. So I personally thought it was really great, and the entire story of the house flying through the air and the amount of effects and the camera work and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I know it's completely computer animated, but I thought it was very, 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 very well done. On to the cast. Carl Fredricksen, played by the incomparable Ed Asner. He's this curmudgeonly old man, but he plays it with depth and, a lot of heart, and he's not just a cookie-cutter character. And, you can tell that you're dealing with a serious actor when you're going through the trials that this character is, and you sympathize with him, and you're frustrated with him, and you're frustrated on his behalf. And, he was just great. Down the line, newcomer Jordan Nagai plays Russell, who is this wilderness scout who finds himself marooned on Fredricksen's house once it flies away, and of course becomes the accomplice of the rest of the movie. He was great. He was hilarious. He was cute. Interesting choice to play a kid this young in this role. But I think he really handles it well. The brevity as well as the heavier, more somber moments of the film, and there are a few. Be ready. But he does really well. Christopher Plummer plays the adventurer, wanderer, dog master extraordinaire Charles Muntz. And, I honestly couldn't tell that it was Christopher Plummer. He had tweaked his voice in a way that he had made it completely different and non-recognizable so that he could play this character. So, reading the credits, I was really kind of stunned and delighted. And now that I've gotten the acting and the technical stuff and the 3D and the style all out of the way, I really want to talk about something that I think is most key to this film. Directed by Pete Docter, this movie is probably one of the most emotionally involved of all the Pixar movies. It has a story that, while very lighthearted at points and comical, also speaks to, issues of loss, issues of, identity, and so on and so forth. And I'm not digging to find these things. They're very, very well apparent throughout the film. And I think that the way that Docter handles these questions through the story and through the direction and through everything tells a really, really, really compelling tale for everybody who's going to see this movie. Pixar is, of course, one of my favorite studios, and they do great product all the time, and their films they're pretty much batting 1,000 at this point, in my opinion. But the only Pixar moment that I can really see as being sort of on par with this kind of emotional weight is Toy Story 2, in which we meet this character Jessie, and through this ballad and montage we find out that she's this abandoned toy and how much it hurts and so on and so forth. And it's just, this story really tugs at your heartstrings at very different moments for a lot of the different characters. And it's not that they're just relatable, but it's also that they're just so lovable and you feel for them. And, they drive you crazy at times, and, maybe they get on your nerves, but at the same time, at the end, you come back and you appreciate them. So, not only to do this in an animated film, but in a computer animated film, the people at Pixar always say that the computer is just a tool. I absolutely agree. But what these people have managed to do is to turn this tool into an art form that is utterly emotionally connecting and impacting. So, you know what? It's late. I'm going to go to bed, but folks, Up, outstanding. Go see it. So for Two Awesome Movie Nerds, I'm Elliot. Go forth and watch.